Welcome back to Dragon Ball Z Anime Review, Part 12. This one covering 3 story arcs from the anime: Otherworld, Great Saiyaman, and World Tournament. Saga of the entire series, roughly only 5 episodes. This one introduces a handful of new characters because, of course, every single story arc introduces new characters. This one introduces basically it sort of reveals that King Kai is the Kai of the North. We also introduce to East, which apparently him and King Kai are basically rivals, along with South and basically West Kai. West Kai is this tall guy and South Kai is a woman. Okay. We also get introduced to Paikon. Yes, a character who only appears in this particular arc, and he appears for one movie. One. He appears in Fuse Reborn, and that's it. That's the only appearance we have of Paikon. He essentially is a filler character. We also have the debut of Grand Kai, a guy who does actually show up in the very next arc of the series, and he's kind of like a take on ZZ Top if he was basically someone in charge. Yep. Basically, Goku. This saga picks up exactly where the Cell games left off when it comes to. And this starts a whole thing of basically whenever it. This lasts for pretty much the rest of the series. Whenever you have a saga end, you have the end of one saga, and then the very next episode picks up exactly where the last saga left off, and that's what this one does. And it's like this for pretty much the rest of the series. So first, Goku and King Kai and Gregory decide to go to see the Grand Kai because how powerful he is. So Goku has no idea to go back and forth take a plane. And Goku's like, okay, I'll use my instant transmission to transport us there to the airport. And we fly there. And they fly to the planet, which is actually a pretty quick plane flight. It's roughly I think it's roughly about a 5-minute plane ride. Yep, fly to the Grand Kai planet. And it's huge. It's bigger than the other Kai planets. Yeah, and when East Kai basically, of course, they get there, and of course, East Kai is the biggest Paikon's kind of appointment. And when East Kai and basically King Kai meet, they start bickering. Paikon's introduced, and it looks like they're about to start fighting, and then the Grand Kai shows up, basically carrying a boombox, because of course he does. It's the 90s. What else are they going to carry around? Having a long beard. And he summons the reason why Paikon is there. Frieza, Cell, King Cold, and the Ginyu Force are causing havoc in hell. I need you to go. I'm sending you straight to hell. And Goku volunteers to go along because he knows these guys. And of course, East Kai basically it's wait, why is he going? And Grand Kai's like, it's fine. I got no problem with it. And Goku basically easily dispatches the Ginyu Force in less than a minute because he's beat these characters before. And then Paikon takes care of Frieza, Cell, and King Cold really easily. My only slight problem with this is the fact that Frieza is not in his look he had when he was last seen in the series with the cybernetic look. Of course, this version of him does this dead version of Frieza does return at the end of the final saga of the series. Kid Buu in a brief cameo, basically show off last villains of the series. And how in the world he got his body, never explained. It's never explained how the people ever retain their bodies while in hell. It's just the way it is. And after taking care of them, the next 4 episodes is a tournament because, well, they need a tournament because they're bored and everybody knows, oh, North Kai is dead. Let's hold a tournament to celebrate his death. We introduce one new character from the East, and it goes pretty smoothly up until we have the final fight between Goku and Paikon. It's basically a good build-up, and the fight itself is really cool. And Paikon's revealed that he actually wears weighted clothes. And Goku's like, I should shoot to my friend Piccolo. He's like, yeah, and also I should point out, though, for some reason, this character, along with several characters, have got ears shaped like, basically, rectangles. Yeah, there's no explaining reason for this, and basically, first I saw this with Cell, and now we see with Paikon, there's actually, believe it or not, one other character appears in the series who actually does the shape of ears, and it's never explained why these ears are shaped this way. And of course, Goku beats Paikon, but Grand Kai is like, yeah, you lost because you touched the ceiling. And apparently, that counts as a ring out. Yeah. Despite the fact that here's kind of the thing. Grand Kai, the reason why he doesn't take Goku right away as a student is because the man is really lazy. And, oh yeah, you can have it less than 200 years. Yep, and Babidi calls him out on this in the next saga. Hey, is it really true the reason why you won't train because he's too strong for you? Yeah. So, of course, this saga ends with the start, with leading into the very next saga, seeing we have Gohan, who is grown up. He is, now, I have looked up basically how he's supposed to be at this point. He's actually supposed to be 17, despite the fact it's been 7 years since the events of the Cell Game saga. So, I think Piccolo may have been incorrect in saying that he was 11 at the time. I think he was actually 10. Not 11 years old. I think that was actually an error on the part of Piccolo. I don't know if that was Funimation doing that. I have no idea. So, Gohan is 17. He goes up to high school on the Flying Nimbus. By the way, he only used the Flying Nimbus after this for the following episode, the start of the Great Saiyaman saga, and the rest of the time, briefly, we have Goten using it briefly until he stops using it because, well, we get him flying. Yeah, the Great Saiyaman saga introduces to a few new characters in the series. We get used to, well, obviously Goten. There's also the introduction of the present-day Trunks, Gohan's future wife Videl. He actually makes her debut in the very first episode of the saga, and she's got long hair. Yep. We also see the debut of the character Sharpener, and I don't remember, it's Videl's best friend who appears briefly in the saga, and the next saga, and after that, they also appear briefly in the Babidi saga, but that's it when it comes to these two characters. And Videl basically is curious about Gohan, though it's hinted at very early on that she has a thing for Gohan. Yeah, because it's actually shown, she actually draws a picture of Gohan with lovey-dovey, basically imply that she's in love with him. Yeah, so very early on, she's actually interested in him. Yes. And he basically is like, okay, like, first he tries to go Super Saiyan because I don't think anybody's seen him when he's Super Saiyan. So he takes care of a couple of bank robbers really easily. Videl shows up like, hey, did you see what's going on? It's like, because I'm going to hair war wearing that badge. Like, oh crap, I need a disguise. So we see the return of Vegeta. Now, Bulma debuts a look basically with her with a red dress, lipstick, and short hair. And she has this look for pretty much the rest of the series, up until the last arc of the series. Yeah, she keeps this look for the rest the whole time. And Trunks is basically 8 years old at this point. Vegeta didn't look like he changed very much. The only thing that did change by him is his outfit. Yeah, he got rid of the, almost like the bulletproof vest, basically, he was wearing. And he basically has gone sleeveless, but he still retains the gloves. Yeah, he's gone sleeveless now. He's got a little bit muscular, and it's also revealed that there's a gravity room inside the Capsule Corp complex, where apparently him and Trunks basically train there. And it's also that Trunks and Goten can go Super Saiyan. Goten is not revealed that he goes Super Saiyan until during the second half of the Great Saiyaman saga. And a lot of the time we have the Great Saiyaman just beating up bad guys. And at one point, Gohan basically had to shake the classroom in order for him to escape the help of Videl, deal with a bank robber. Also, they had this one filler scene where he stops, but he accidentally interrupts a scene of a movie. And here's the thing. The director of the movie is Commander Red of the Red Ribbon Army. Heck, same look. I think the only thing they changed about him is the fact he has an eye patch. And his assistant is Staff Officer Black. Yeah, my guess is the reason why these characters are basically here. Despite the fact, here's the thing. Both these two are dead. Yeah, Commander Red was killed by Staff Officer Black in the Commander Red saga, and Staff Officer Black himself was killed by Goku. Well, unintentionally when his robot blew up. Yes, here's the thing about these two characters. These are not Commander Red and Staff Officer Black. It just basically, they look like them. The guy who looks like Commander, why he has the same suit, and he has no eye patch. Yeah, he has no eye patch, unlike Commander Red does. He's still short, except he's director now. Unknown why Toei decided to reuse these character designs. My guess is because they're available, so why not? Yeah, it's a brief little thing. Videl at one point gets actually a chance to fight Great Saiyaman when he saves Baby Dinosaur from a circus, which was unjustly taken by the owner. Yeah, after the owner takes an officer's gun, and of course she briefly gets a fight with him. Yeah, and of course the guy is arrested, not for stealing baby dinosaurs. That's not a crime. It is a crime to steal an officer's gun. Yep, so he got arrested for that, and that's it for the character. Though Videl herself does confront Gohan later because of a scar he got in the previous episode, so it's like, hey, she finds out easily that he's the Great Saiyaman. It's like, okay, I'll keep your secrets if you participate in the World Martial Arts Tournament, and I need you also to teach me how to fly. Okay, we also see the debut of her copter, her jet copter that she has only for this saga. And here's the thing. This thing never appears. We also see the return of the greats of Mr. Satan. Yep. And he's just training, preparing to become a World Martial Arts Tournament. And we see the return of Goku. Yep, Goku's back. Yeah, he comes back to like when he finds out about the World Martial Arts Tournament. It's like, I'll fight too. Yep, he's been granted a 24-hour pass, and we see a couple more appearances of the Grand Kai. After this, he appears briefly for this one episode he appears in, and he appears in like one episode, and that's it. South Kai does appear in the same episode, but this is like, aside from a brief image, he never appears in the series ever again. Yeah, the other three Kais don't really appear again in the series. King Kai actually stays on the Grand Kai planet. Why in the world Gregory and Bubble is not there is never actually explained. Also, if you watch Super, like at the start of Super, King Kai's got his planet back. Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly why he got that back. My guess is Goku must have contacted the Mechians who actually uses a third wish to either that or probably using the Earth Dragon Balls to bring back the planet, despite the fact that Cell blew up his planet. Yep, so he gets 24 past, he gets up training him, and South Kai basically gives him like 100 tons of training with him. Of course, he has no problem with it. And Vegeta's like, yeah, I'll participate too because I want to fight Kakarot. Yep. And of course, Trunks basically volunteers because, well, he wants to. And of course, Goten wants to participate too. We have Videl show up. And of course, you have Gohan debut a new look. Basically, he would have just for the saga, where it's like a similar look to his basically when he was a little kid. It's like his blue gi and it shows off his chest, well, part of his chest. And he trains with that. And of course, it's also like Goten can go Super Saiyan. So yeah, pretty much like almost every Saiyan in the series can go Super Saiyan at this point. Who's appeared at this point? Yeah, you have Goku, you have Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Present Trunks, and Future Trunks. Roughly 6 characters can go Super Saiyan. Yep. So he pretty much teaches her about the energy stuff, and later on she starts flying, and he gets like a hang of it. And of course, well, Goten gets hang of it too, and of course he gets taught to fly too because he's given flying lessons. And then we have this hilarious scene of Videl meeting Chi-Chi for the first time, and they argue, and then like then they have like a brief lunch together. And the reason why, despite that Gohan's in high school, the reason why he's able to do this, despite the fact that, well, how should I put this? Basically, the only reason why he's able to actually do this is because he took time off from school to train. So, and of course she's curious about Videl. Of course she realizes he's rich because of all the stuff he's cooked. And Chi-Chi's like, this woman is a perfect match for my son. I'm gonna marry them off. Yes, Chi-Chi thinks this very early on that Videl is the perfect match for Gohan, and Gohan and Videl like, whoa, hold on. And of course they joke about the fact that, well, the fact that Chi-Chi and Goku got married at World Martial Arts Tournament. Yeah, that's not true. They did not get married because Goku proposed to her there, but they did not get married. They got married later. Also, I forgot to mention is when they have Gohan's first date. Yeah, this is a filler episode. He meets one named Angela and like finds out like maybe Secret's Great Saiyaman. Nope, it turns out that he might be wearing teddy underwear. Yeah, that was a secret. Of course, later on, Videl found out. Also, how he turns into Saiyaman via a very special watch that Bulma made for him, and like Trunks is like, yeah, your outfit is so silly. And like when the whole thing with the World Martial Arts coming up, basically asked for us to participate. Goes Piccolo is like, yeah, I'll participate, no problem, but your outfit's stupid. And then basically Gohan goes to visit. Like before he was visiting his mother, because he said he should visit his mom, then go Krillin, but he goes to basically Krillin and 18. Yes, Krillin and 18 got married and had a daughter together. And also, Krillin has retired female martial artist and he stopped shaving his head. Yep, he's got this goofy black hair now. 18, of course, didn't really change very much. She looks exactly the same as she did when she was last seen in the series. And of course, Marin, adorable little girl. Yep, love this little girl. She basically is there just to cheer on her mom, and 18 loves her daughter very much, and Krillin is a very good father to basically his daughter. Yeah, Krillin and 18 are great parents. And I would not be surprised if later on, if let's say they're revealed, oh yeah, let's have 18 have another kid with Krillin because Goku's got 2 kids, Vegeta's got 2 kids, why not Krillin? Yep. And of course, they volunteer because the thing is, 18 really goes to the tournament because of the money. Yeah, she's only interested in money. And of course, she and Krillin have sparring matches for breakfast, which I thought was so hilarious. And then when Chi-Chi basically finds out that Goku is coming back, she's like so happy. And she did age a little bit, but her look basically, this is not the first time she wore this outfit. She also wore this outfit, I believe, during one of the times that they were using making Dragon Balls on Earth. I think it was the first time she wore this like yellow outfit, and I'm surprised they don't have a scene where 18 basically said, I've been to your house and I don't like your clothes. Yeah, it's like there's so much like curious, imaginative, basically people with like a thing to have of like what the heck happened during the 10-year time skip. Aside from the fact that Gohan grew and we have basically the birth of Goten and the fact that Krillin and 18 got married and had a kid. Oh yeah, and also it's revealed that Yamcha has retired to be a martial artist, and he pretty much is dressed like he's like Don Johnson from Miami Vice and apparently he's got money. Yes. Where he got the money from? Well, one thing, he's not dating Bulma anymore, so my guess is he probably got the money probably from when he played baseball. Yeah, it's never explained where he got the clothes from. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, these are expensive clothes. Yep. So they have Goku show up, and of course, Goku interacts briefly with Goten. Of course, he loves the fact he's got another kid. And instead of basically after they sign up, and of course Gohan basically participates at the Great Saiyaman, and Piccolo participates in the alias of Ma Jr. because Piccolo is a terrifying Dane. So instead of having elimination rounds like they did in the previous martial arts tournament, they didn't have a punching machine, which the people running the tournament think it's broken because everybody else can like so superpowered. Like first, Mr. Satan shows up, and of course we only have 16 slots instead of 8. We have 16. Okay, interesting. I thought that was a really cool change. We have punch machine, and like everybody gets in. At one point, Vegeta destroys the first punching machine, and the thing takes so long to get fixed or replace it one that it takes a while for Great Saiyaman to sign up, and of course they finally go through. And Videl basically also, she was suggested to cut her hair. She basically has her short hair, what she has for pretty much the rest of the series. And then she replaced the outfit. Well, she replaced the shirt she wore basically with a white T-shirt, and like she keeps the black shorts, but she replaced the T-shirt with like a tank top and have a pink shirt underneath. That's her outfit for pretty much like most of the next arc up until the end of the very next arc. And we also see the debut of Sovich in the World Tournament Saga, and his partner, which now they do mention that Tien and Chaozu actually retire, basically they decline to participate. Now, based on his partner's look and the way he moves, was this supposed to be Tien being brainwashed by Babidi? Yes, because of how he moves. Yeah, my guess is this is probably supposed to be Tien. Which, my guess is Toriyama must change his mind My only guess is the reason I changed this to original character and instead basically making this Tien. And this is just my personal guess. Because Tien is a popular character, and I think it'd be kind of dumb to have him get brainwashed. So, they have everybody get through and they have all the matches. We have Krillin up first fighting a guy who looks like an old Aladdin. We have Videl versus Sovich. We also debut in the saga of Kabito and the Supreme Kai, though they don't say that he doesn't say the Supreme Kai until a little bit later. Yep, and we also have Goku versus Vegeta, because of course we have to have that, along with like a couple other guys. And oh yeah, and 18 gets frequently hit on by the guy. It's like she doesn't like, hey, I'm not interested in you. I'm married and I have a daughter. So no, thank you. Yeah. So they're like after Sovich basically, and then we have Krillin beats his opponent really easily, like less than a minute. Before it gets to that, we have the World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Yep, the World Junior Heavyweight Championship tournament to crown the World Junior Heavyweight Champion. Goten and Trunks easily plow through the competition, and of course we also see the return of the announcer, which I'm so happy we have returned to this character. And once again, we have the reprisal of Eric Vale reprise his character, which I'm so happy with. Which I think many people could agree. He should have been the one to show up in the Cell games like this. He knows these other characters are. That reporter was stupid. Thank God to bring that character back, because he was really stupid. Looking at the announcer, basically, he's a little more friendly with the Z fighters, and he's so happy to see Goku. And he jokingly talks with Piccolo like, "Hey, please don't destroy the building again, like he did last time." And he's like, "No promises." Yep. And then we have Piccolo versus Supreme Kai, and Piccolo gives up without basically throwing a punch. Yep. And then we have Videl versus Sovich, which looked like Videl was going to win, until Sovich basically overpowers her and proceeds to nearly beat her to death. And the partner's like, "Hey, stop that. Just throw her out of the ring. Just basically move on." Yeah, and Videl was in critical condition for quite some time. And then Goku was like, "Wait, we gotta get some senzu beans." Like, okay, of course, Goku goes to Korin Tower to get senzu beans, but he's there for quite a while, but he does get senzu beans. He finally gets there. Gohan has basically fight his way past Mr. Satan really easily. Gives Videl the senzu bean, eats it, and she's like, "Oh, I'm perfectly all healed." And then she stops wearing the outfit she was wearing because it got torn up. And she wears like a shirt that says "Fight" on it, like another shirt. And she has this look for pretty much the rest of the series up until the last arc, where shirt says "Fight." Yeah, and just because she was a participant, even though she was eliminated, she's able to be in backstage no problem. And then we have Gohan versus Kabito. And we have Gohan going, first take off his sunglasses. Well, Gohan first lost his little top because he couldn't wear the helmet. So he really didn't want Videl to die, and he couldn't interfere because he would get disqualified. So we have it where, like, he gets powered up, and then someone just jumps in, stabs Gohan, and, like, they take his energy because he has pure energy. And then they fly away. And then, of course, Supreme Kai, Goku, Vegeta, Krillin, and Piccolo all fly off to chase down Sovich. And Kabito heals Gohan, and of course Videl goes with him. And they explain what the heck is going on. It turns out these guys are working for a wizard named Babidi. And his father known as Babidi. Yeah, the name for it, Bibbidi, Bobbidi, and Boo, comes from the rhyme from Cinderella, Bibbidi, Bobbidi, Boo. Yep, and here's the strange thing about Babidi. He has never seen the series. He has mentioned the fact that he created Majin Buu. I like the fact that Kid Buu was secret until the reveal, but you could have shown up Babidi. Nope, you could have shown Bibbidi, but nope, we have to show up Babidi. And of course, the World Tournament Saga ends leading directly into Babidi, which is a continuation of that one. And with everybody flying off, and Mr. Satan's like, "Okay, so what do we do?" Like, Mr. Satan comes up to the visitors like, "Okay, I got an idea. What would take the 5 remaining participants and have a battle royale? The winner becomes new champion." Like, okay, so we have. So basically, also because of the fact that and Trunks won the World Junior Heavyweight Championship, so he got X-Match match with Mr. Satan, and he just beats in one punch. Yep, and of course there's his mother, who is the mother of the 2 of the fighters. Yeah, she doesn't like the fact her son's beaten by 2 little kids. So, like, she's about to attack Bulma, then Chi-Chi punches her right in the face. Like, because Goten defeated her second son, and she's like, who you think trained Goten? She did. Yeah, she trained Goten to fight while Gohan was studying. Yep. So, oh yeah, this mother does appear briefly a couple more times after this. She appears briefly, like to basically punish her sons by doing multiple push-ups, and then she appears briefly to help Babidi, and that's it for her. Yep. So during the Babidi saga, they fly up to where Babidi's ship is, but they'll fly as with Gohan and Kabito for a brief period of time, and then she has to go back because she can't keep her eyes open because she's basically not fully trained yet when it comes to flying. She does get a bit better later on. Of course, they explain about the whole backstory about Majin Buu and the fact he was stealing this orb. You do see it, but you don't see Majin Buu yet. So they drop off the energy, and then Bibidi's like, okay, I'm through with you two, Sovich and the other guy. He proceeds to kill both of them. Well, he kills Sovich. The other guy is killed by I think his name is, well, he's the King of Demons. When the Supreme God sees him, he's like, wait, oh crap, he's here. And they explain the where he comes from. And then he sees everybody is like, okay, so he doesn't think the Supreme Guy, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, but he does turn Krillin and Piccolo to stone by spitting on them. And he kills Kabito. And then they fly into the ship. And then we have the first three levels. We have PP, and we have this. He has a stupid name. Yeah, and from his look, he kind of looks like Frieza in his second form. Yeah, before he turns his final form. Yeah, he looks like that with those spikes on his back. Yeah, it looks like Frieza in second form. And he easily gets, like, if Vegeta just fights him and he wipes the floor and kills him like less than an instant. Second floor, we have Goku versus Yarkon. And as mentioned online, this is actually the first time Goku intentionally kills somebody. Well, he actually has killed 3 other people in the series, but for some reason they don't count that for some reason. So apparently Yark comes from a planet of darkness. So Goku easily beats him by having him eat his energy. And he blows up. Oh yeah, also forgot to mention, Goku's on a 24-hour pass. So they proceed to get the next floor, and then we have Gohan up, and he has a pretty good fight with the King of Demons. Until he realizes that Vegeta basically, we have potential good recruit here. So he stops the fight, talks to Babidi, and he agrees with his opinion. And of course, he brainwashes Vegeta to fight. And Vegeta and Goku proceed to fight first. Then Vegeta shows up, and before I get to that point, we have the Battle Royale. The first 2 participants are easily eliminated by Mighty Mask, who is actually Trunks and Goten. And then they proceed to fight 18. Pretty good bout until, like, basically she finds out that Mighty Mask is actually Goten and Trunks. And she proceeds to destroy the costume, and they try to continue to fight, and then the announcer's like, hey, you're 2 people, you're disqualified. And then we have briefly 18 versus Mr. Satan. And she's like, basically tells him, like, okay, I don't want your championship, I just want the money. Of course, she doesn't tell him, hey, you see that little girl in the crowd? That's my daughter. Yeah, I think that she tells him that in the Kai arc, in the Kai series, but she doesn't do it in this one for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, also, when Videl's going to beat to a crap pulp. Now, the thing is, I remember in Kai that particular scene was slightly different, how Mr. Satan was portraying it. Because in this series, Mr. Satan was like, Videl's easily going to beat him. Yeah, and then looking at the next series, basically, they like, oh crap, we should change it where he actually is worried by his own daughter, beating the crap out of her, by seeing her get beat to a pulp by a former rival of his. Yep. So they proceed to not show that here, because I remember that differently. And, like, basically 18 just lets Mr. Satan win, and she tells him, okay, all I want is 20 million zenny from you. The 10 million zenny for the prize, and 10 million zenny from your own pocket. And he's like, okay, that's not much problem. And he proceeds to just easily defeat 18. Like, of course, Marin's, like, sad to see her mother get eliminated, but yeah, everything is all good. And of course, then we have Vegeta shows up, and he proceeds to kill a lot of people just so Goku can fight him. And they do fight if they get transported someplace else. Bulma gets upset, basically thinks, okay, how about we find the Dragon Balls? And Videl is sort of explaining about the Dragon Balls, and of course Videl goes with them because why not? So they find all 7 Dragon Balls, not much problem. And then they basically summon the Eternal Dragon at Capsule Corp of all places, and it says, hey, and of course Yamcha's one says, well, hey, can you break everybody except for the bad ones? He's like, sure. And everybody who got killed that day brought back, including Kabito. Yep, and he's never told the fact that, like, okay, he is never told that of how he came back. He's like, oh, am I alive? Yeah, it's never explained. He's never told about of how I came back to life. So, yeah, and while this is going on, we actually have them fighting. Of course, well, we have Gohan and Shin basically go down to the bottom. Of course, that's Suringa's real name. And they meet the orb. They see Babidi for the first time. And, of course, in the Babidi Saga, aside from the fact we have Debut of the King of Demons and Babidi and Pupi, no other character. And, of course, we have Yargon, who's like a one-shot character. And then, of course, well, they get overpowered. And, of course, Majin Buu gets freed. And he gets out. And that's where the saga ends, basically, with him with the egg about to hatch. And go on thinking, hey, maybe I should, like, pretty much blow up this orb. Yeah, and of course, Supreme Kai is basically shocked to see that 3 Earthlings are this powerful. Yeah, he doesn't realize, though, these 3 are actually Saiyans. He knows about Super Saiyan power. He does not know that Goku and Vegeta are actually aliens living on Earth. Yep. So, yeah. That's where the saga ends. Basically, with Majin Buu about to show up. Yep. Great three sagas basically lead one to each other, which I think is great. And it's like this for pretty much the rest of the series, where the end of one saga, and then the very next episode picks up exactly where the last saga left off. And it is like this for the rest of the series. They did it with Otherworld, where it begins right where Cell Games left off, and then when that end, that lead directly into Great Saiyaman with Gohan going to high school. And then when that ended, that's when they had that led to the World Martial Arts stuff. Though they could have had it where the World Martial Arts arc actually was before that, but they kind of figured though the last couple episodes more deal with like part of Great Saiyaman than actually being part of the World Tournament arc. And then it led to Babidi arc, and then Babidi led to Majin Buu, and then Fusion, then Kid Buu. It's like this for several arcs. Yep. The whole thing of basically the having where one arc ends and they have the very next episode, the first episode, the next arc, begin where the last episode left off. It is like this. It has been like this since, I would say, the start of the series. It's very much serialized. And I think it's great the fact the series did this. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. My next review is going to be a review a comic corner and then a review of the 2 newest chapters for Black Clover. Yep, and then after that I got 3 more videos coming. Another part talking about the, well, yeah. So pretty much I thought it was covered 3 sagas. I just covered 4 with this one. I covered Otherworld, Great Saiyaman, World Tournament, and Babidi. Yep. That's covered in this one. And this covers Sagas. Now, how many chapters in the manga does this cover? Now, Great Saiyaman covers chapters 99 to 105. It's really short. It's only 10 episodes, Great Saiyaman. World Tournament, 106 to 114. 10 episodes, 210 to 219. Babidi is basically 220 to 231 of the series, and it covers 115 to 122 of the manga. Yeah, so this one I covered 4 sagas. Otherworld, Great Saiyaman, World Tournament, and Babidi. Otherworld was 5 episodes. Great Saiyaman World Tournament, 10 episodes apiece. Babidi is basically 12. I'm actually almost done with the Majin Buu saga. I've got roughly 2 episodes left of the saga. I'll probably review that one. Yeah, I'm probably going to review that one today, no problem. And, like, pretty much at the finished Majin Buu, there's only 3 sagas left for DBZ. There's only Fusion, Kid Buu, and Peaceful World. And that's it for the series. That's it for Dragon Ball Z. Aside from that, there's also the movies. Yep, so that's it for the single review. Stay tuned for next review. Be comic book, my comic corner, okay? See you next video. Bye.